Hello, John Talley here with Boats.net, and if you've been following along, this is the next installment of our rebuild of a 2004 Yamaha F225. As you can see, we've already got the bottom end done. Now we need to turn our attention to the heads. So I just picked up the heads from the machine shop, so let's step over, take a look at them, and then we'll discuss the parts we're going to use to put this back together. The machine shop has resurfaced the heads, and here's what we found after we got them cleaned up. These are too far gone. There is no way we can take them down any further to try to get rid of all the corrosion damage that's done around the water jackets area and then working its way back into the combustion chamber. So what do? Well, you don't just buy heads and then transfer all your old stuff over. It is not financially prudent to do so. So what do? Well, Yamaha offers complete head assemblies. And when I say complete, I mean they are ready to bolt on. You get the entire head assembly ready to bolt on along with all the required gaskets and seals. And that's the direction we are going to head. These, they're going to get thrown in the trash can or taken to the recycler because that's all they are worth, is just scrap at this point. Now, as far as the special tools, there's really none called for. Only thing we're going to need is a good torque wrench, which can also do angles as well. Well, now that you know what I'm going to use for parts, let me go grab my toolbox and we'll get this thing put back together. Now, I've got everything laid out on the table in the right orientation to where it's going to make a smooth transition over to the engine block itself. What we have to do first is remove the tensioner and then the cams. And when I do that, I'm going to lay them here in the correct orientation and the correct order. At that point, we can bring the head over, get it torqued down, and then reinstall the camshafts and the chain and the tensioner. Pretty simple, huh? Now the tensioners actually already have a little holder that's keeping the tension off, so they're easier to remove. Just this little pin right here. Now when you're removing the camshaft caps, you actually want to do it in particular order. Going 1 through 4, you want 1, 2, 3, and then you end up with number 4. Once we get those removed, we'll transfer it to the towel, and then it'll make the last jump over to the head. All we need to do next is just move the camshafts over to here temporarily until we get them bolted back in. And you'll notice there's 2 links that are actually in gold. Those are the timing marks showing the relationship in between the intake and exhaust cams, because there's also a mark on the cam gear itself. So if for some reason that got moved, you just need to make sure that those links end up in the same orientation that they are right now. The sequence on this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to 5. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get our tensioner out of the way. There we go. Now let's go. We've got everything laid out. We've got our gaskets, new seals. I think they call this a water shut grommet. Let's start laying in the different pieces, bring over the head, then get it torqued. We'll go ahead and put this little grommet in first, and they actually go down here, just like that. So we'll go ahead and do the other one since we're thinking about it, because I would not want to leave this out. Now hopefully you kept up with your dowels, because even with the new heads, they don't send out new dowels. So we pull those out of the old one, get those in place, and give them a light tap to make sure they're bottomed out. We'll go ahead and do the opposite side as well. Next, we need to verify that we've got our crank in the correct position, and we do. Our arrows are lined up over here. Now let's get some contact cleaner and do one last wipe of our surface area here, because we want that to be completely clean so it gets a good seal. Lay our gasket in. Now we can bring the head over. These edges are extremely sharp, so make sure you've got a good hold on it. Otherwise it will fillet your finger open. Now each one of these bolts, put a little bit of oil just on the tip before you pop them in. I'm not doing these in sequence at the moment, just getting them bottomed out. There will be a tightening sequence, and it's actually in 3 stages. But there's a certain order you need to do that to, and I will show you that in a few minutes. All right, the sequence I've already marked on the head, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're actually going to do this in 3 stages. The first time around, we're going to take it to 14 foot-pounds. The second time around, we will take it to 27 foot-pounds. And the last time, we'll change the settings on our torque wrench, and we'll take each one an additional 90 degrees. Now we got 3 bolts on the end, and it's a 2-stage tighten. We're going to take it to 10 foot-pounds the first time, and then 20 the second time around. Next, I want to put a little assembly lube on each one of the valve tappets, or the buckets, depending on what you want to call it, and then on the cam surfaces as well. So let's go ahead and bring over our cams. Verify that our gold links are still where they're supposed to be, and they are, so we're looking good. Now let's start bringing over our caps. Makes it so much easier when you keep everything lined up on the table. Let's put a little bit of oil inside this seal. Lift up. So here's our sequence. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then finish here at 4. Now we're going to do this in 2 steps. The first time around, it's going to be 5.8 foot-pounds. The second time around, it's going to be 12 foot-pounds. All right. Next, let's get our tensioner in place. Now we just need to take those 2 to 8.7 foot-pounds. There she is. Last but not least, let's go ahead and pull this retaining pin, and we're good to go. So what we're going to do next, just rotate it over a little bit, and we've got the exact same procedure we need to do for the other bank. So let's keep going. Make sure our surface is clean. Lay down our gasket. Put this head in place. Do it again, like I said, same procedures we just did. And I have the sequence marked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we finish out 9, 10, 11 on those M8 bolts on the very end of the engine. And you're actually going to do this in 3 stages. The first time around, we're going to take it to 14 foot-pounds. The second time around, we will take it to 27 foot-pounds. And the last time, we'll change the settings on our torque wrench, and we'll take each one an additional 90 degrees. 10 first time around, then 20. Same game as before. First round going to be 5.8 foot-pounds. Second time around going to be 12. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let's get our chain tensioner in place. So, yeah, she actually slides in there like that. Take those to 8.7. 2, 4, 7. Now, let's pull out that retaining pin. She's good to go. What we're going to do next is wipe this area down, grab our covers, make sure they're clean, and then get it closed up. So we've got our valve cover ready to go. We do need to put a little bit of Yamaha bond on these points right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can lay it in place. Hopefully everybody stays in there. Now Yamaha actually wants you to use a little bit of blue Loctite on each one of these bolts. One side down, the other one to go. All right, guys, that wraps up the long block build, but we are far from completing this project. What's going to happen next? Well, we're going to mount it vertically in the stand, start working on the timing, the electrical, and then we'll finish off with the fuel system. And hey, if you'd like to be notified as that happens, why don't you hit that subscribe button? That way you know when the next video is going to come out. Listen, if you have any questions or comments, why don't you leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. We just want to say thank you for shopping here with us at boats.net, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.